good.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. As you take a drink of water.
It's tradition.
It's tradition. I'm bumping the table. We are on and popping.
Are you going to welcome everybody?
Oh, there's people here with us.
I know. You act like it's just an old friend coming over, and there's no formality. These could be their first experience with us.
It could be. Welcome to the Snoozers podcast. We are doing another morning show. We're turning into the morning show. We might take over the 6 a.m. slot on ESPN soon.
Oh, my goodness. Could you imagine? You look better in the morning. You got good energy.
You're lying to me.
I 100% am. But I'm ready.
That's okay.
This was your idea. Last time it was my idea. This time it was your idea.
Yeah, last time we did this, I had a nice little spark of energy throughout the day. So
yeah. I know. We were all juiced up that entire day.
We were. So I decided to give it another roll. And
Yep.
We have now completed our fantasy draft.
The draft
for
is
our
over.
work league.
The draft is over.
Yeah. How do you feel about your team?
I feel better now that I went home and did some selective journalism and looked up all my players, and I looked at the articles that said they're good, and I ignored all the ones that said they're bad. So I'm now I went from a pretty bad C+ to B- head case to now I don't think I'll be beaten. I did some self-validation.
Okay.
How about yourself, sir?
I feel like I did really well. There were some players that I missed on that went a few picks before. But overall, I think I don't regret anybody that I drafted.
Right. No panic picks or anything like that?
Nope. I felt like I did well as far as like targeting a handful of players on the turn and then getting one of those players. So, I'm happy with my team. I think we'll do well. But that's what everybody thinks, right? They're not going to draft a team that they think is going to do bad. So
yeah, you have to gas up your guys.
Yeah.
But this episode's special.
Yeah.
So for the next 30 minutes, we're not friends.
Yeah, you
want to tell everybody what the vibe of today is?
Yeah, your Undisputed episode.
It's the Undisputed episode. The old Undisputed as we know it, Skip and Shannon, it's dead and gone. Yeah. And the football community needs two guys yelling at each other about their players.
I agree. And you want to be Skip Bayless so bad. I've heard about it for 3 days.
I'm selling
Undisputed episode.
I am telling on myself because I do prefer Shannon Sharp, but nobody can deny I have Skip Bayless energy.
Yes, you do.
So are you ready to get into it?
Yeah, dude. We're gonna analyze our own teams first, right? And then we're gonna
talk about our own teams and we're gonna gas them up. And then we're going to flip the script, and I'm going to tell you why your team is the worst fantasy team I've actually ever seen.
Good luck.
And vice versa.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. Go ahead.
Let's go. Yeah, you want me to start?
Yeah. I'm going to go look at your mediocre team at best.
I was looking at your team all night.
Yeah, you kept you up at night, didn't it?
I slept like a baby because we're playing in week 11, and want to know what? There's not a single god-dang player on your team that makes me nervous.
First of all, I'd like to criticize your team name.
Ramondre the Giant?
Yeah.
Holy cow. So, let's give a rundown to my team.
Okay.
How about them players I drafted?
Yeah.
We got Saquon Barkley out of your East Rutherford Football Giants.
Yeah.
I took him in the first.
Yep.
I think I wanted Chubb, and he went.
What pick were you? You were pick like.
I was pick 9.
Okay.
I was pick 9. It was a 12-man team. I did a few mock drafts leading up to it. All I wanted was pick 1 through 4, or 11 or 12.
You were the second to last. Because remember we talked about we did the randomizer wheel. When your name got picked, you got to pick what pick you wanted. I actually got the very first pick overall. And I took number 6.
Okay.
And then,
that was confusing how you said that, but I get it.
What do you mean?
Because you said you got the first pick overall.
I got the first
selection.
Okay.
Of picks.
First selection of what pick I wanted, and I chose number 6.
Yep.
You were second to last, and I wanted you to get last so bad.
I know. It was very close.
And you got number 9,
I got
which
number
isn't
pick
a horrible pick.
That's the one pick I did not want to be, but want to know what? I know ball, and I made it work.
Yeah.
I got Saquon Barkley, who I feel, as long as he can, keep injuries away. I think
Yep.
he's good. He's a powerhouse on that offense. And then I did
God.
reach on Jalen Hurts in the second. You're not the only one with props, my friend. You're not the only one with props. Doesn't Skip usually wear a hat?
I don't think so.
Doesn't he usually have like a Tom Brady or Dallas Cowboy hat?
He could. I refuse to watch him, so I do not know. I know he wears Jordans.
It's Hurts season, and he's going to be the undisputed QB1 this season. Rushing upside, it's a cheat code. Mahomes ain't it. Josh Allen ain't it. Jalen Hurts took him in the second because you wanted him, and I see it deep, and you were uncomfy right across the table for me.
I'm very happy with my quarterback.
And then Ramondre Stevenson. So this is the one that he is the most boring player in the league that's going to win fantasy leagues. I did not really have a strong opinion of him coming in, but I had to pick him. I feel like he kind of fell maybe to me. Yeah. So then I went home and I Googled articles about how great Ramondre the Giant is.
They're from last year? Did you check the date of the articles?
It's not your turn to speak. It's not your turn to speak, Zach.
On Undisputed, everybody talks at the same time. So
yeah, but then they tell them not to talk, and I'm just going to take control of it.
And then they keep doing it.
And then I got your friend from outer space, DK Metcalf. Holy cow, you love drafting wide receiver ones. I took a play out of your playbook. I got DK Metcalf. I think I then went for TJ Hawkinson on your Minnesota Vikings. Don't even start with me.
I hate that
Training
guy,
camp,
man.
This phantom injury aside, TJ Hawkinson was, I think, the number 2 or 3 tight end last year as soon as he got traded to the Vikings. He's going to get peppered, baby.
Yeah.
And
hopefully
then,
he plays.
Then your boy, Drake London, with Desmond Ridder throwing to him, I think. I'm a Ritter truther. Run it up, Drake London. You love wide receiver ones.
I can hear the fear in your voice as you name these players and go, oh no. I can hear that's what your brain's going like.
I didn't sell you on
after your first top 3 got 4 guys who are great players. But continue. Go ahead.
Drake London. This is Kyle Pitt erasure, and I will stand for it. Yep. Drake London.
And that potent Falcons offense.
I did call them the Navy offense because I think they throw the ball like 11 times a game.
Yeah.
And then Javonte Williams. No concerns there. He's not coming off an injury or anything, and he's definitely not on a team with a questionable offense and no wide receivers.
No.
And then I took a flyer on Jordan Addison.
And he's one of your starters.
But again, this morning, a message from the gods, a training camp thing came out saying that Jordan Addison looks like a mini Justin Jefferson.
Was it a Vikings reporter?
And in this league, we don't draft kickers or defenses, so I picked up Jason Sanders for the Miami Dolphins. You're my Miami Dolphins.
You're Miami, got to, man.
And then the Commanders' defense because they're going up against Kyler Murray.
I like
or
that.
the Kyler Murray-less Cardinals. And then my bench, running down the list, it's Rashad Penny for my Philadelphia Eagles in a backfield.
I think it's a good pick.
He could be a power bruiser.
Yep.
Tank Bigsby, he's kind of a handcuff in case ETN goes down in Jacksonville.
Yep.
I got Michael Thomas, who's the steal of the draft. He's only played like 11 games in the last 4 years, but those games will be electric. He'll be out there slanting it up. Rashad Bateman for Baltimore. I mean, Rashad Bateman for Baltimore. And
when you have to repeat the name because you don't have anything good to say.
And then, can you tell the class who my backup quarterback is?
Yep, it's going to be your Sir Anthony Richardson.
Out of Indianapolis, throwing to such Canton-bound receivers as Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman Jr. is still there, I think. But he's going to be running, baby. That is my team, the Ramondre, the Giants. How about my team? It's done.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep while you were reading that.
Wow.
You want me to go through mine?
Zachary, I'd love for you to try and justify your mishmash of teams here.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go down the list. I'm not going to go in pick order like you did. So, quarterback, I picked up Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. He obviously doesn't have the rushing upside that Jalen Hurts has and Josh Allen, but I think he's going to be
I'm walking away.
Improved.
The thing turned off again.
Oh, you didn't turn the sleep thing on.
I did not sleep.
Your computer fell asleep while you were reading your picks.
What episode is this? Episode 1? That's some episode 1 vibes.
Yeah. Well, it's the morning, dude. We're not quite up to par.
Your team is so underwhelming. I just had to get up and do something.
No. Your computer fell asleep while you were reading yours. My first running back, Austin Eckler, I took him with, obviously, my first pick. He dropped to number 6, so I had to take him. I'm not a huge Eckler fan in general. I don't really care for him for no particular reason, but I ended up taking him. I've got Rachaad White, Tampa Bay's number 1 running back. You know who White is. I've got Stephon Diggs, number 1 receiver and arguably the best offense in the NFL. I've got Calvin Ridley. Ever heard of him? We talked about him a lot. Another number 1 wide receiver and arguably one of the best offenses. Arguably the best. Mark Andrews. He's a pretty good tight end. Brandon Ayuk from one of the best offenses. And guess what? Fun fact here. Brandon Ayuk, with all of those guys, all of those weapons, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, guess who led them in receptions last year? Guess who led them in receiving yards last year? I'll give you one guess.
Okay.
Are you going to guess?
It's probably Brandon.
Whoa! We got a winner. Nice. Brandon Ayuk, absolutely. And then rounding out the rest of my starting lineup, as of right now, I have James Cook. Probably my only pick. But you know what? He's the number 1 running back in Buffalo on a great offense. We'll take it. Then my backups, Geno Smith, number 5 overall quarterback last year in fantasy points. He's probably okay. He only got better.
I'm baiting my breath.
Jerick McKinnon, questionable.
Oh, okay.
But I took him towards
You're
the back
down
end.
on your guys.
And then I've already made a move. I picked up Deion Jackson from the Colts.
Okay. Solid handcuff.
Well, he's probably going to be starting.
He won't be starting.
Zach Moss lost his arm or something. Broke his arm.
Is there another running back in Indianapolis?
No. And then I've got Odell Beckham and Jahan Dotson. Sam Howell's favorite target.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah, so.
Your team isn't as good as you think it is.
Oh yeah, okay. Go ahead and hit me. How do you want to critique this team?
You already don't like Austin Eckler, and the only reason he's drafted so high is because he had a record amount of touchdowns last year.
Yep.
Touchdown regression is going to happen. There's no possible way he can keep it up. I think he had a few wide receivers that were injured last year, so they had to lean on him more.
Yeah.
He's going to be a good player. It was a reach. You could have had somebody else right there.
Do they have a new offensive coordinator or a new head coach?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
They don't? Is Lombardi still there?
I think so.
You don't even know your own players' teams, bro.
All I know is they're going to give Eckler the ball, and they're going to pass it to him. They're going to hand it off to him, and they might even let him throw it a little bit. Who knows?
Just the old CMC.
Eckler does what Eckler wants in the Chargers facilities.
And your second starting running back is on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just a powerhouse of an offense.
Yes, sir.
They might as well try me out on their offensive line.
Well, he's going to be a guy that's going to catch the ball in the backfield as well.
Who's going to throw it to him?
Sir Baker Mayfield. In disrespect, I'll reach
He's
across
going to
the
sail
table.
it 5 yards over his head, brother.
Rejuvenated career.
Stephon Diggs, sideline. He's not as good as people think. If it was not for that missed tackle.
Oh, number 4 wide receiver last year. Thank you.
So we're going off. Okay. Oh, so this is last year. We're going off last
Well,
year.
you should base it off of same offensive coordinator, same offense.
Calvin Ridley, just pray to God he's not putting fucking bets down right now.
He should bet on himself. He's going to win.
He's going to get kicked off, bro. Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
In the legendary air raid offense that Baltimore, bro.
You're not even being logical right now.
I'm 100% being logical.
All right.
This is all proof. Brandon Ayuk with Brock Purdy, the absolute just miracle season that will not be able to repeat.
Yeah.
Chuck into him. Now that people have their offense figured out,
Do they? That's what you think? That's what you believe?
James
You
Cook,
can't even look me in the face and believe anything that you're saying.
James Cook is not even the best running back at Thanksgiving at the fucking table. James Cook that's one of your starters, bro.
But he's a
He's not
starter
even the
for
best
one of
running
the
back
best
in his family.
offenses.
The Baltimore
That's
Ravens
like,
defense
that's like
is
saying,
your starting
that's
defense?
like saying T.J. Watt's not the best defensive player. I bet you wish you had T.J. Watt on your team.
I literally did not know what team Jerick McKinnon was on.
And you don't watch football.
Deion Jackson, okay, I'll give you that. That was a good handcuff.
Out of everybody on my entire roster, that's the guy that you're going to agree with. And even draft him. I picked him up off of waivers 2 days ago. Because I'm miles ahead of you guys. You know, do you see how many points he's projected for the first game?
Oh, we're going to...
Just tell me. That's all I'm going to say.
Who are we looking
You'll
at?
see my point. Deion Jackson.
Deion Jackson, 10 points projected.
You know how much he was projected a day and a half ago? 2 points.
Oh.
When I picked him up, 2 points.
Well, in the projected fantasy standings,
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
stand
I
up.
agree 100%. Projections are projections. I will be the believer in that. I also agree. But there's something to be said. Do you also see, when you see Deion Jackson's name, if you scroll over, what is there? Is there an arrow next to the Indianapolis?
Yes.
What is that doing?
I assume it means he's jumping up the ranking.
Oh, he's on the uprise. And if you go over to our league,
He started at the bottom. You can't go anywhere
if you
else.
go over to the league and you go add players and you go the trending up, Deion Jackson's number 2. And you can't pick him up. You know why? Because he's on my team already.
The last thing I'll have to say is Odell Beckham Jr. has not been good since 2017.
He would have won the Super Bowl MVP. He doesn't have an ACL.
We're going off of would-haves.
He would have been the Super Bowl MVP.
I look forward to Week 11 with you.
Yeah. Just like, Jalen Hurts probably would have been the Super Bowl MVP, but they lost.
Now it's personal.
Exactly.
All right. Shannon.
Let's just go to Ramondre the Giant.
So let's look at just bask in it. Just take a second. Just bask.
Yeah, I'm
Just
basking.
bask.
I'm basking right now. Oh,
I'm basking, all
golly.
right.
All right, let's analyze your team, and I'll give you, if it's a good pick, it's a good pick.
You're not just going complete nonsense like I did?
Correct. Your top 4 guys, and real quick, we'll run through them. Your starting lineup: Jalen Hurts, Barkley, Stevenson, DK Metcalf, Drake London, Hawkinson, Javonte Williams from Denver, Jordan Addison from Minnesota. I don't care about kickers and defenses.
Nope.
Those are your starters right now on your bench: Rashard Penny, Tank Bigsby, Michael Thomas, Rashad Bateman. I think your top 4 guys: Hurts, Barkley, Stevenson, Metcalf. Great picks. Everybody else, not. And I'll
You're
be
the
honest.
reasonable one, damn it. Now I'm going to look like a bad guy.
And the other guys are big-time question marks to me, in my eyes, right? I don't think they're bad players. Drake London, and this is what I'm speaking of. Drake London, Javonte Williams, Jordan Addison. I think TJ Hawkinson probably will have a pretty good year. But those 3, in your starting lineups, those are the guys that are going to either get you 3 points or they're going to get you 15 points.
We're boom or bust.
But like big time. Javonte Williams, excuse me. I'm going to go, because I can do this, because I can do what I want on this show.
When did you become the stats
He
guy?
played 4 games last year. And in 4 games, he only went over 10 points once. And he's in your starting lineup.
He's going to regress. Positive regression.
Jordan Addison. He very well could be wide receiver 3 in Minnesota.
We put above him.
KJ Osborne, who's been there.
KJ? I would never.
KJ Osborne, who knows the offense, has been there, is familiar with the system.
You must not follow small-time Vikings beat reporters on Twitter with 32 followers.
I do not. And then Drake London. Drake London out of those three, Drake London, Javonte Williams, Jordan Addison. Drake London, I think, maybe is the best pick. But you've got Desmond Ridder throwing him the ball. And until Desmond Ridder proves me wrong, which I will gladly say I'm wrong, I like Desmond Ridder. I hope he's good.
MVP season incoming.
I hope so. But guess what? He's not good right now.
He isn't.
And I tried to warn you.
That was a panic pick. I don't know who went right before Drake London. That was a panic pick. But now I've looked up 2 very specific articles on the 6th page of Google that say he's going to be good.
And then Rashad Penny, who I think is a good pick because of the Eagles' offensive line. And I think they'll give him – I think you could see like similar to maybe like how the Lions played Swift last year with having Penny on the goal line, and then Swift is kind of like your third down back, not necessarily third down, but receptions, things like that. So I think Penny could be a nice little steal because he's going to steal touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Tank Bigsby, we'll see. I think he could also be similar to that with ETN. Mm-hmm. Michael Thomas is made of glass, and Rashad Bateman might be the third best receiver on the Ravens. So,
okay.
Do you think you could switch Anthony Richardson to running back? Maybe they'd let you.
See, probably after week 3, but that is also what they were saying about. They were saying about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
They still say not bad for a running back.
Yeah.
And you have Mark Andrews.
Yeah, so I may have taken, you want to criticize Mark Andrews, but I took the number 1 target on that Baltimore Ravens offense that doesn't have many targets. You took 4th.
Yeah, but he's not my starter.
I have 1 and arguably 2 with Odell Beckham.
Odell, man. So, wow, so your entire season just rests on the Ravens, I guess.
Yeah, I'll live with that. Good team.
And my entire season rests on
the Denver Broncos and
Desmond
the Falcons.
That's incredible.
Don't come at me sideways.
I feel decent.
I will body you in front of all of our listeners.
I'm just ready for football
viewers
to be back.
I suppose so. I want to talk about you put our teams into a third-party grading system, right?
Yep.
And we actually both graded out pretty well.
Yes,
Me better than you. But
yes, you actually graded out the best, tied with only one other person. And then I got
somebody else got an A?
Yes.
Who else got an A?
Panda.
Okay, he's a very good drafter, yeah. Shout out to Panda.
And then I ended up A-, which I think was tied for second. I mean, that's usually how grading goes, at A and then A-. There was no A+. I don't even think Football Guys does that. It's the third party I ran it through.
Yeah.
I feel good. It's
Do you after that whole segment?
Yes. I validated myself.
Okay.
I am what some people would call an idiot. So I just like, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
I just gotta gas up my guys.
Yeah.
The Drake London and Javonte Williams jerseys will be here tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm sure in our league I'll check the trade block later and I'll see some familiar names of Drake London, Javonte Williams, and Jordan Addison
you'll check it out.
to try.
That's
try
good,
to
though.
get there.
Overall, I feel good. I'm just ready for football. The draft was fun. Everything fell apart. There were reaches. There were falls. Nobody liked Dak Prescott in our league.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, I actually think fell to like the 9th or 10th round, like absolutely, maybe even farther.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous. He was taking very
one more thing I want to point out before we go here. You said we play week 13?
11.
Oh, 11. Okay.
So yeah, you just put that back in your pocket, buddy.
So week 11, no Ramondre Stevenson.
That's fine.
Drake London. And no Michael Thomas for you.
So I believe,
and no Anthony Richardson.
So we always talk.
So you better hope that Jalen Hurts.
Football players are people, and at that point, I mean, by week 11, Drake London and Ramondre Stevenson are going to be running back 1 and wide receiver 1. They deserve a week off, okay? And the guys next man up will be able to body you when Mark Andrews is on IR.
Yeah.
You're starting Geno Smith.
Uh-oh. Good news, though, week 11 for me, Deion Jackson is out. So that's it, though.
Oh, my gosh.
We might have to put a little friendly wager on our game.
I'll put an unfriendly wager on our game.
We'll see.
Let's get the segment's done. Undisputed is done.
Okay.
I won, and it feels good. It feels good. See, it's actually fun to be as unreasonable as Skip Bayless, because even if
You're just off the rails. I don't know how Shannon Sharp did it.
I actually don't know.
You weren't even making any sense.
I know, but the passion behind my voice, people are like, it's kind of making sense.
I politely disagree.
And imagine Skip did that for like 100 years.
Yeah, I think he's like 170 years old now.
And now he's just at a table surrounded by young athletes tearing them apart, and Lil Wayne's going, good morning.
I watched 5 seconds of the show with all 4 of them on it, right? There's 4 now, right?
There's 4. They're multiplying.
It's just 4 people facing each other, yelling at the same time. And then there was a picture of a video of Skip Bayless, and he's just like looking off into the distance while all the other 3 are just arguing with each other, and you can just see in his face like, what have I done?
Yeah, I know. He hates it that he can't get the word in around edgewise.
But you should have known that. Like, there was times when there's only 2 of them, and they're just arguing back and forth.
I know. But
now there's 4 people?
It's literally like I asked, like, it's like if the producers, they're like, okay, we had this talk show with 2 people, and they talked back and forth, and ratings were pretty good, but we lost a person. Yeah. So how can we get the ratings back up? It's like if I asked my 3-year-old, and she just like double the amount of people, and the table I don't think got bigger. It's just like if we just like squeeze 2 more people.
So I know on the older shows they had like a mediator, right?
Yeah.
Do they have that? Is that what Lil Wayne is, or is he like?
I can't wait just to clip you saying, "Is that what Lil Wayne is?" Like he's some sort of unidentified.
Like I don't know. Do they have a mediator?
We're gonna have to dig into it because I mean, if we're
that's on your homework to do list.
That I will watch. Not. I'll watch Undisputed. I mean, because I
can't do it, man.
We're kind of taking their audience right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's get to the news. We have a little bit of news breakdown before we get out of here.
Big news.
We switched it up.
Your in-laws are our biggest fans.
my in-laws are our biggest fans. Yeah, so it's pretty fun. So it was my wife's birthday a couple days ago, and it was I stopped over there after work. She was already over there with the girls or whatnot. And I walk in, and everybody just hanging out in the garage, and they're like, "Oh my God, I loved it." They're like, "I downloaded TikTok just to watch your clips," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "It's pretty fun." Yeah. They said it was pretty cool. I think my father-in-law said, "I don't even give a shit about football, but I'm listening to you." So
that is family support to the fullest.
Yes.
Good for them. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah. Shout out to the Langloises.
And now I know how it feels to spend this much time around Zufel, and I apologize.
It's exhausting
for you guys. JT, the Daily JT Chit Chat Saga Deluxe.
I saw that you had that. That's pretty nice. Jonathan Taylor. So even this morning, I was reading more about it. So Jonathan Taylor is staying in Indianapolis, right?
Yeah.
We so it turned out. So my Miami Dolphins, Nostradamus up here, predicted it weeks ago.
I thought you were going to be right, too.
I know. I was very excited.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been on the show anymore. I would have been picked up by ESPN.
We got season tickets for the Dolphins.
Yes, exactly. Because, I feel like I had a big part in that. They're like, these guys are talking about us. We just got to make a move.
Yeah.
But they were going for them. Then it came out that the Packers apparently were also going for them. Which
I saw that, too.
Which I think is, I guess, okay, strange. I don't know. I mean, I think A.J. Dillon's good enough to be a starter.
So, not to interrupt you, but I do believe I don't know what Aaron Jones is.
You're so polite. I just spent like 30 minutes interrupting you, and you're like, not to interrupt. You're so polite. We are.
A.J. Dillon's a free agent at the end of this year.
Okay.
So, I don't know what Aaron Jones' contract is, but I don't think it's a long one.
Yeah.
He could very well be a free agent as well. So I apologize for not knowing that. But I think the Packers do make a little more sense just because you bring in Jonathan Taylor and then you probably would re-sign him out of the 3.
Yeah.
And then you can either re-sign one of those guys. Mm-hmm. My guess would be Aaron Jones would probably be the odd man out.
Yeah.
I don't know if A.J. Dillon would want to re-sign because then he'd just be the same role that he was 2 years ago that I feel like he's worked really hard to get out of.
Yep.
And I think he definitely is a starting NFL running back. So maybe their plan was to get JT and then maybe even wheel and deal those other 2 guys and get some picks or something. But as crazy as it was, because I feel like their knee-jerk reaction was, well, they have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Mm-hmm. Well, they do, but till the end of the year.
Yep,
so
long term.
Jonathan Taylor, I don't think was a crazy thing for the Packers to try to get. But I'm glad they didn't.
Yep.
So,
good
for me.
It did not materialize. Nothing materialized. So more and more came out, and it looks like the Colts were kind of being unreasonable in what they were asking for the Dolphins. I actually saw that they were asking for Waddle, Jalen Waddle, and more, which is ridiculous because if you actually look at it from like when are they going to have to re-sign him, how much are they paying him a year?
Yeah.
Like Jalen Waddle is probably their most valuable asset right now. Like he's an incredible wide receiver on a super cheap contract. Like it just doesn't work out that way, guys.
Yeah.
So Jim Irsay, our boy, was sipping on something. Him and Jerry Jones must have just went out to the bar and got crank, and it's like, I'm going for JT, you're going for
Give me all your first-round picks, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua. You know what? We'll take McDaniels as well.
He's like one of the dudes in our fantasy league.
Yeah.
Just throwing trade offers.
And I'll tell you what, you can have Jonathan Taylor.
It's incredible. So
that's crazy.
That did not materialize, and I think
very, very different situation, but like going back to the Trey Lance thing, like they cut their losses, and like I heard the other day about it, and it was more of like John Lynch came out and said, "Hey, I screwed up," and basically said that my fault, I screwed up, we got back what we could. Cut and go. Like I think like the Colts need to do that to a certain extent, right?
100%.
Like I'm sure that the trades that were out there were reasonable, at least to negotiate. Like you're not going to probably get a player back.
Yeah.
Like it just is what it is.
Yep.
Right.
At least recoup something out of this.
Especially a player like Jalen Waddle. Like you're outside your mind
to
like think that's
calm down.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be really pick based. I can't remember, but even talking about Christian McCaffrey going from the Panthers to the 49ers, I think they gave up a handful of like first-round picks for him. So I think it would be something similar to that. I think they're the same caliber player. Maybe even JT to a little less just because he was a little banged up last year. Had a phenomenal year 2 years ago. But I just think that the Colts, in order to kind of rectify this situation, like just need to do it. Like get it done with.
Cut bait, get something, make everybody happy. That's why we should be general managers in this league.
If there's ever a team for sale, we just missed the last one.
I know. Darn it. We'll start pooling up all of our money.
Yep. So
that's the only thing that I had on the notes docket.
Okay.
For players.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into the thing that you devised last episode?
Yeah, I'd love
to. We'll just cut this up into a segment as well.
Well, then we can, and we're still ironing out the details, right?
Yep.
You look so excited, dude. And half of it's you're looking at me like you're
I'll
mad
take
at
this
me.
over because you took it over last time, so
Okay.
I'll take it over. So we are doing our first giveaway, manufactured by my friend Zachary over here. At the end of last episode, we had just been chatting about it real quick about doing a giveaway, and he's like, hey, I actually already devised it, and then he put me on the spot because this is all live and not scripted. So he's like, guess what? This is what we're doing, and now I can't say no because I'll look like a coward, but I will be running the 40-yard dash. We are
Hold on. Let's not call it a dash. Just
okay. We're
a 40-yard crawl,
a 40-yard trot, and you comment. You like and comment, and you guess. You have to guess how long it's going to take me in seconds, maybe minutes, to do the 40-yard stroll. And whoever is closest without going over, late Bob Barker, Price is Right rules, will win some Snoozers merchandise. It's very exciting. So it's me, look at me, running the 40-yard dash. You got to guess, comment, maybe even on this video.
Yeah, we'll start keeping track. If you want to start putting in your times and stuff, we can keep track of them.
Just start throwing it anywhere.
Yeah, and we'll probably put out a couple like official posts to where like, hey, this is the post to comment your time. And then we'll iron out the details. I know we were going to do like a Snoozers T-shirt. I was even thinking about maybe doing a jersey for first place. So like I think we do like a jersey for first place, and then Snoozers T-shirts.
This is your baby.
Second and third.
This is your baby. I'm just a machine.
We'll see. Yeah, I think that'll probably be the direction that we go. Is first place. Like if
what if I'm fast?
You won't be. I'm not worried about that.
That's awesome.
That's like me, you being worried about me leaving the show to go to the NFL. Not going to happen.
But I might if I'm fast. I might. Practice squatters are looking for him. I might be the next big thing.
You know what? If that
Trade
happens,
me for Jonathan Taylor, you cowards.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, we'll get everything all sorted out. But
it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. Do you think, I want to hear what you think, your thoughts on it. How well do you think you're going to do? What do you think your time is going to be? Have you ever ran the 40 before?
I don't think I've ever ran the 40 unless we did it in school.
Before we do this, go ahead and give me your football resume.
End note.
Cool. I was going to say, the silence is so loud.
You think? I am unashamedly me, and I'm not an athlete. I don't even know how good. I know how a good 40 time is. I don't know what a bad 40 time is. I don't know the spread. I don't know. Is it 8 or 9 seconds?
I want 8 or 9 seconds.
Is that? I don't know. Is that seems terrifically no? So that seems half as fast as NFL players. I think I'm half as fast as NFL players.
We're gonna find out.
I'm not gonna fall. I'm very stable.
That was gonna be my next question. I was gonna put a little bonus on the side that if somebody checks that box, falling Y or N.
The thing is I'm not athletic, but I'm not terrifically unathletic. I think if I could ever put a label on myself, I'm aggressively average. So I think if you took everybody on earth and put them on a 40-yard dash, I'm probably within the 49 to 51 percentile. I think so?
Just random people off the street.
Just random people, a Family Feud style.
Okay. All right. So, what do you think your time is going to be?
What's an average time?
You tell me.
7? That seems good.
7?
I float around a 7.
Okay.
I have heavy 7 energy in most things.
7 is crawling.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. 6? Just put me on the track.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think I might wait till there's snow on the ground. Just keep prolonging this until there's snow on the ground, and then it gets even slower.
Whenever you're ready. You can put me outside right now. You can put me outside in 6 months, and I'll run it.
All right. Well, at the moment, I'm selling tickets on StubHub.
Incredible.
To come watch the show.
Resale, actually. We sold out. It's incredible.
Yeah, so there will be a crowd.
I think I saw that it's the Taylor Swift Eras Tour next year, and then number 2 might be us.
Well, you are the opening act.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's going to be
They pan to you. You run the 40. Taylor opens up the
6
concert.
to 7 second act.
All right, back to you, Taylor.
That's it. That's it for this episode of the Snoozers.
Yep,
it's
quick
pretty
one.
exciting.
Yep.
I know.
Go ahead, catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You watch us on YouTube.
You can watch the full unedited. We're not doing any fancy tricks.
No.
You're going to see me get up 3 times this episode. I mean, that's life, baby. That's life.
That's what happens when you forget to turn the screens.
Exactly. But follow us we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music. We have some Facebook and Instagram stuff floating around, or if you want to see live
TikTok
clips.
Seems to be a fan favorite.
Yes, TikTok. I mean, that's the best way to absorb this. Anything longer than a minute and a half direct eye contact with us is kind of overdoing it.
Yep.
So at Snoozers FB, anybody want to shout out in the exits? Shout out to that beat reporter that said Jordan Addison's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I like him.
Oof. Yeah. Well, he's probably wrong, but it's fine. No, I don't have anybody to shout out, I guess.
Let's get out of here then.
Yeah.
Let's get to work. Play the music.